Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with Envy. This is Envy Danielle in the color Golden Nutmeg. Danielle is an Envy hair wig. That means it has 70% heat-friendly synthetic, 30% human hair fibers. I am currently partnering with Envy to try to get as many reviews of these Envy hair wigs out there as I can because there's not a lot of information about them. These are a premium product. The fibers are some of the best fibers I've ever felt on any wig at any time, including human hair. I'm loving these Envy hair fibers. I'll tell you a little bit more about the fibers in this video and all about this style. So if you want to know more about either Danielle, this color, or my thoughts on Envy hair fibers, then stick around and I will share all of it with you. I am so grateful to Envy for working with me to get these reviews out to everyone. I wasn't super familiar with Envy hair fibers prior to this series, and I have slowly or quickly falling in love with them. Now, I recently reviewed a wig called Zoe by Envy, and that Zoe is in Envy hair fibers. It's a straight bob. I promised you guys after that video that I would wear Zoe as much as I can and come back with a follow-up to let you know how the fibers last and how they wear, because these are a premium piece. They're more expensive than regular synthetic typically, and heat-friendly synthetic. And I really want to come back and tell you guys if I think it's worth it. And I will tell you so far, I've been wearing Zoe for a little over 2 weeks. I've probably worn her every other day, sometimes multiple days in a row for the past 2 weeks. I love those fibers. They do not show any wear at all. The ends are not at all getting frayed or frizzy or anything that you typically see with the synthetic. It doesn't tangle at all. At all. I did have someone tell me that they had a Zoe and hers tangled, but I have to tell you guys, mine doesn't tangle even a little bit. I'm really loving these fibers. So if you want to know more about Envy hair fibers or you want to see how they hold up, I will be bringing you guys a follow-up video maybe in a month or so. I really want to wear it quite a bit before I come and tell you guys my final thoughts. But so far, these fibers are amazing. I also have Emma that I reviewed last year. And I wore Emma a lot over the winter and she did fabulous. I actually packed her away because she's such a dark color. I'm going to be pulling her out here now that we're in winter. Essentially, there's snow on the ground today, and I'll give you guys an update on how Emma's doing as well. But so far, I'm loving these Envy hair fibers. I'm a huge fan, and I'm really grateful to get these reviews out to all of you. All right, let's take a look at this one from all sides. Now, just because I say I love these fibers doesn't mean that there aren't challenges with some of these pieces. And I will be telling you the challenge that I'm having with this one and also give you some tips on how I think you can remedy and work with it. But this piece is just a super cute, fun style. So what we have here is all this straight hair on the top and it's layered. And then you've got a longer in the back and it's all curly. It's just a fun, different style. I really get excited when I bring you guys styles that are different from anything else that I've reviewed because there's so much repetition in the wig world. It's fun to get something a little different. So the biggest challenge that I'm having with this one is really the front. It really lays very front heavy. You can see now it's a perfect candidate for bangs. So if you are a bang wearer and you end up cutting bangs in every single one of your wigs, you're going to love this. This is perfect for bangs. But if you're not, this does have a lace front, but it lays super front heavy and it's really hard to really see any of that monofilament up there because of the way the fibers are tied in. It's just really wanting to pull forward, and I'm having a lot of trouble getting the hair to stay when I do decide on a part. As you can see, it just really wants to flop forward. Now, I recently did a video where I show you how to work with a heat-friendly piece with a hot comb, how to fix the part, how to pluck the part, how to fix the front so that it doesn't hang in your face. And I completely transformed that wig in, it would have taken me maybe 10 to 15 minutes to do what I did on video. Now it took longer because I was making a video, but it's so easy to do. I will link that video in the description. If you guys want me to do a Tip Tuesday with this one, showing you how I would work with this one, let me know in the comments. If there is enough, if there are enough comments, I will do it. But I've already got a video showing it, so maybe that's enough for you guys. So you're gonna have to convince me. But I really love the fibers on this. I think this is such a fun, cute cut that all you really have to do, figure out where you want to part it. You may have to pluck the part a little bit. I have multiple videos showing you how to do that. You may need to take a hot comb to really just sort of set those fibers in that direction. And you may need to take a little bit of a hot comb to the front if you want to get a little bit of lift in the front once you figure that out. But I really think this could be cute if you work with it. That's really my only, not really a complaint because it's kind of common with wigs, but it's my only thing that makes this not a shake and go for me is how it hangs in the front. I would want it a little bit out of my face, but someone else might love the way this hangs because you don't have to have bangs and it still sort of covers your forehead. So pros and cons, and we're all different. Talk about the cap features. So this piece has a lace front and a full monotop. I will take this off and show that to you. This lace front is really unique. There's not much lace here. So the lace goes from here to here, which is, you know, fairly typical for the length of lace. But I want you to look at it. When I lift it, look at how short that lace is. And it just melts. It's so short. And then look at how good that looks. If you can get the hair up off of your forehead, this is a really super realistic lace front. If you like to do styling, let's say you wanted to do a fun top knot, because you've got a full monotop, you can totally do that. I think you might be able to see a little of my bio hair in there. And, you know, do some little fun top knot or something. This could be so cute that way. And they did such a good job with that lace front. Now, I often pluck the lace on many of my ready-to-wear wigs because I often find the lace a little bit obvious with my skin tone and a little long for me. This, I wouldn't need to do anything to this one. They did such a good job with it. A really good lace front. Now, that's the full monotop. So that means you can part it anywhere within that space, and everything up there is hand tied, which gives the hair really natural movement. We've got very substantial ear tabs, extended nape, hook adjusters. It's a very nice, comfortable cap. I would say that this is fitting me pretty true to average. Now I have my adjusters, the hook adjusters, I have them in one notch on either side. So I have cinched it in slightly. I should have brought my comb down with me. My circumference is 22 inches. So I have an average circumference. So if you are 22, I would say even 22 and a quarter, I think that this is going to fit you just fine. You can cinch it in quite a bit too. So if you're, you know, 21 and a half, I think that this is going to be totally fine. The rest of the cap, I would say fits true to average, maybe slightly smaller than average. I am not getting extra bulking up here. When I do this, I can feel the tiniest bit of extra cap. I have very petite measurements over the top of my head. So I encourage you to go down to the description and see my measurements, compare them to yours so that you can try to take your best guess at how this will fit you. So I think if your measurements are just a little bit bigger than mine over the top of your head, I think you're going to be okay. This cap does have stretch. There is good stretch. It's not super stretchy. I've had caps that were a lot stretchier than this, but it definitely has stretch. So there is room to grow if you are a little bit bigger and need that extra stretch. I get really good coverage on the sides. So these ear tabs, like I said, they're really substantial. I mean, the ear tab starts up here. This is the ear tab. Now, another reason why I say I think this might be running just slightly smaller than average is because this ear tab is sitting way up here. I like my ear tabs So there's the end of the ear tab. I would prefer it to be like right about there, a little bit lower. What that does is it gives me a little bit better coverage for my bio hair. But because of the way the ear tabs fit on me, this is super, super tuckable. Really easy to tuck, be really easy to wear glasses with it. So you can tuck it and then you can kind of mess it up a little bit. Now, if you don't love these curls, you can take heat to these curls. A hot air brush, a round brush, and a hair dryer. Any way that you like to take heat to your hair or your wigs, you could tame these curls. If you go to the manufacturer photo, so I will put a link to this product to a retailer, but any retailer that carries Envy will carry this. And if you go to the product page at a retailer site and they've got all the same manufacturer photos as the one I saw, there is a picture in there of this with bangs and the curls are much relaxed. So that will give you an idea of a styling option that you could do if you wanted to do some modification to this. I really think it's going to be super flexible. If you're loving what you see, but there's just a couple of little things, maybe this, maybe the curl, you can remedy that really easily with heat. So I think this one is a great piece for people who like to play with their wigs. There is no Permatease on this piece. So it is very flat on the top. There is no Permatease, there's no poof. I would say this is a light to moderate density, maybe more moderate. It's not super light density, but because there's no poof, it feels incredibly natural and looks very, very realistic. So if you want poof, if you like to get a little bit of volume on top, you're not getting that with this one. There's just no way. Even if you use steam, I don't think you're going to be able to really sustain it because there just isn't any Permatease. But if you like more realistic, flat to the head, you don't like a lot of poof, you get overwhelmed by hair a lot, this one is great in that regard. So very, very natural. So really it's just a matter of trying to figure out how you want to part it and, you know, doing whatever you need to do to that top to make it look realistic and see that part line. So cute. All right, let's talk about this color, Golden Nutmeg. I have reviewed this color multiple times. I reviewed this color in another Envy hair piece. I've also reviewed this color in a regular synthetic piece. Now, something to keep in mind, color pulls differently on different fibers. So if you like this color in a regular synthetic, for example, then this is not going to look exactly like that. I should see if I can maybe do a color comparison to show that to you. It's a very beautiful golden, warm color. Very dynamic. There's a lot of beautiful highlighting running through it. And, you know, it's sort of rooted and sort of not. So let's take a look at that top. So there is the slightest shadow root up here. I mean, it's so slight that it looks like a shadow. And if you're like talking to someone, it's not going to look like rooting. It's going to look like the way the light is playing off of your hair. Now, they did take that darker color and they brought it to the hair on the bottom. So there's just a slight little bit of two-toned effect back here. And then you can see some of those beautiful lighter highlights. I would say this is more of an auburn. It's like a light auburn. That's what some of the darker tones are. And then you've got some golden blonde highlights through here. And then this rooting, I would say is, gosh, it's so light. I would say that could be maybe a 10 brunette, but it's also very warm. And so it's got some auburn tones in it as well. So overall, I would say this is a highlighted, light, auburnish brown. That's what I think of. It's very golden, very warm. So pretty. Not like yellow blonde. It's very golden. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. All right. I'll get outside so you can see this color outside. Let me know if you have any questions. I will continue to bring you updates on Zoe so that you can learn more about how these Envy hair fibers do over time. And I'll bring you more Envy hair wigs as long as Envy will continue to send them to me so I can review them. Again, if you guys want a Tip Tuesday using this piece specifically and see how I would make it my own, I'm happy to do it. But if you don't need it because I've done it in other videos, then I'll use that time to make a different video. So just make sure you let me know in the comments and we'll just see how many of you say you want it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Envy. I appreciate you guys. Let's get outside. All right, here we are outside. Such a beautiful color. Ooh, I think that sun is gonna make me sneeze. Do any of you have that issue when you look at the sun and it makes you sneeze? Some people don't believe that's a thing. I think that's a thing. I'm having a lot of trouble getting you guys great outside looks. We're in that tricky time of year when there's too much snow on the ground for me to really get into my yard. So we're just gonna do the best we can. And hopefully between my review and maybe others, you'll have a good look. Sorry, I think my phone was just shading it. Just a beautiful color. See if we can get that little bit of slight rooting. Kind of hard to know. It's so subtle. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you.